Imagine a life where every day starts with a palace and with a luxury beyond one's imagination. But for one such princess, true happiness didn't come with jewels or a royal title. Enter Princess Tunku Aminah, the modern-day royalty who chose love over tradition and impact over luxury. Her story is one of defying convention, embracing change, and making a difference while remaining true to her royal roots. In this captivating story, learn about the princess who proved that a big heart shines brighter than the brightest of crowns. Who is Princess Aminah? Born on April 8, 1986 in Johor Bahru, Malaysia, Princess Tunku Tun Aminah Maimunah Iskandaria is the only daughter of Sultan Ibrahim Ismail and Raja Zarith Sofia, the Permaisuri Queen of Johor. She was born into and brought up in a family steeped with history and cultural heritage with 6 other siblings, thus realizing quite early in life the dual nature of royal life where privilege meets duty. Her father, Sultan Ibrahim, is not only a significant factor in the governance of Johor, but also contributes much to Malaysia's socio-political landscape. Since she was young, Aminah has been brought up in the customs of the Johor Sultanate founded over some centuries. She also had a very strong inclination towards local customs, yet she had the opportunities to explore beyond the confines of the palace. She attended local schools like Sri Utama School and Convent School in Johor Bahru before flying abroad to pursue higher education, attending the Australian International School in Singapore. Indeed, such international education has widened her horizons and really shaped her into one of the modern-day royals who possess a great sense of tradition and modern ideals. In August 2017, Princess Aminah married Dennis Muhammad Abdullah, born in Holland, a businessman who was earlier known as Dennis Verbas. Within days, their marriage became one of Malaysia's most talked about royal weddings. It symbolized the welding of cultures and a modern approach to unions among the royals. The wedding, solemnized at Istana Besar in Johor Bahru, was a grand affair, graced with a big historical palace that has hosted many of the significant events in the state. All the events were steeped in the customs of Johor's royalty, welcoming representation that reflected Dennis's heritage with more than 1,000 guests in attendance. Traditional Malay ceremonies like bersanding were complemented by modern touches to reflect the uniqueness of the couple's journey. This has been further cemented by Dennis's conversion to Islam and acceptance of his new way of life. Their marriage has often been viewed as a bridge between the East and the West, a symbolism of how well Johor's royal family can adapt to an increasingly globalized world. Full of trials, their love story ends in triumph. A fresh take on what it means to be part of a royal family in the 21st century. Royal responsibilities and philanthropy. Besides being a princess with all the privileges of her state, Princess Aminah has shown very strong dedication to her duties and responsibilities within the Johor royal family. She is deeply interested in serving the community, especially on initiatives that help uplift the underprivileged. She is also actively involved with several charitable organizations working toward improving access to quality education and healthcare for the needy. She conducts social welfare projects in which she ensures that changes in the royal family's resources keep trickling down to the people of Johor. Her personal approach has earned her a reputation as a caring leader when it comes to philanthropy. Apart from philanthropy, Princess Aminah loves to work for the preservation and promotion of the rich cultural heritage of Johor. She regularly attends cultural events, such as traditional festivals and ceremonies, and stresses at every opportunity how necessary it is that the state's customs be retained in a modernizing world. She goes beyond mere appearances. She supports programs that keep traditional art forms, music, and crafts alive so that these features of Johor's identity pass on to future generations. This devotion to the conservancy of culture makes it one step further in reinforcing this community's identity and pride between already fractured traditions of the past and harsh realities of the present. She is well liked by all in her community, considering her a respectful person for continuing to uphold values that define Johor. As if charity work was not enough, Princess Aminah has also left her mark in the world of business. She has ventured into the fashion and retail sectors, using her royal status to uplift local brands. Her multifarious interests and responsibilities thus stand as a highlight of the princess's commitment to serving her people and carrying on the name of the Johor royal family. A modern princess, Princess Aminah skillfully combines her official duties with personal interests, bringing a touch of modernity to this classic position. Her poised disposition helps balance between the burden required by the position of a royalty and her identity as a progressive woman. Be she gracing cultural events to becoming patron to newer ventures, she strikes a balance reflective of Johor's heritage and today's evolving values. She has managed to combine these features of her life to win respect not only in Johor, but throughout Malaysia. Besides her royal activities, Princess Aminah is very much involved in the entrepreneurship world. She advocates for local brands and creates her own, such as her beauty line, Luvens. Business ventures show that she works to help other women and support local industries while keeping the elegance that comes with her position. The blend of business acumen and respect for the culture makes her a role model to others. One proof that the acceptance of changes and respect for tradition can go together, making her a darling for both older and younger generations. A love story beyond wealth. Inside Malaysia, however, there is a love story that rewrites the expectations. Princess Aminah was raised amidst plenty. Her father, Sultan Ibrahim, has a net worth estimated at $5.7 billion, propped up by big investments in real estate and telecommunications, among others. Among so much material wealth surrounding her, Princess Aminah wanted more, a deeper connection that no money could buy. Her need for a more serious friendship introduced her to Dennis Verbaas, the manager of a Dutch cafe, whom she had met in a humble place that was rather different from the levels of her birth. Far from royal mansions and formal presentations, their meeting had been one in more relaxed surroundings that led them to get to know each other. Dennis did not know Aminah was royal when they first met. He had liked her because of who she was as a person, not her title. Well, this was a pretty simple and humble experience that marked the beginning of a relationship that would transcend cultural and social barriers. Theirs is a love affair, which has seen them break through conventions and prove that true connection can be found in the most unexpected places. Their love story wasn't without its challenges. While Dennis fell in love with Aminah's down-to-earth nature, it took him a little while to realize she was royalty. When things got serious between them, letting her real identity be known was only the first step. The first reaction of Sultan Ibrahim was disapproval of his daughter marrying a commoner when there were so many eligible royal suitors. Aminah stood by Dennis for 3 years, while she convinced her father that he was worth the trouble, and Dennis set about a whole series of challenges posed by the Sultan. He had to convert to Islam, learn Malay customs. But it was Dennis's perseverance that finally convinced the Sultan, and the wedding was a grand affair with 1,200 plus guests. Princess Aminah was a vision in her traditional white, and together they were a true embodiment of love conquering tradition. The now named Dennis Muhammad Abdullah and Aminah gave each other meaningful gifts in the beginning of their life together. Life after the wedding. However, after marrying each other, Princess Aminah and Dennis Muhammad Abdullah fitted perfectly into the mold of a royal couple without any abandonment of community responsibility. Sultan Ibrahim's extensive wealth and influence supported them as a couple determined to make an impact on the social and economic landscape of Johor. Dennis then accepted this new role in the royal family and dove into business, particularly in real estate development and corporate leadership, most of which contributed towards projects supporting state growth. On the other hand, Princess Aminah focused on developing her entrepreneurial pursuits. She had continued to grow her beauty brand, Luvens, that she had initiated since the age of 21, with skincare targeted at women of all backgrounds. Her business interests have, over time, expanded from beauty into fashion and real estate, reflecting her flexible and far-sighted disposition. The involvement reveals her to be not only a member of the royal family, but also an energetic businesswoman who projects a vision for modernization and promotion of local industries. With these, Aminah has proved that her influence goes beyond the royal title to using her skills to tangibly influence first the business world and then her community. However, she is not defined by money alone. Just like her parents, Aminah heavily engages in philanthropy, mainly in cancer foundations and initiatives that involve children with disabilities. With Dennis, she bore 2 children and immersed them in family life with numerous traditional ceremonies. They celebrated this with traditional ceremonies that reflected their cultural heritage. Challenges and criticisms. Being a modern princess isn't easy. One of the most scrutinized decisions that Aminah made was to marry a European and to live such a modern life. Not following all traditional norms set forth in her position and dress was very controversial, especially because she does not always wear a headscarf. This event caused her to take a break from social media for the good of her mental health. Nonetheless, she is proud to be herself, balancing this with tradition and convention. Luxo e estilo de vida. Of course, luxury is still huge in her life. Princess Aminah stays in breathtakingly gorgeous places with beautiful gardens and top amenities, ensuring comfort and privacy for her. The fashion lover she is can be accorded to by the many custom-designed gowns and accessories she does from the world's top designers. She is normally spotted adorning stunning jewelry, either diamonds or rubies, most of which are heirlooms, carrying deep family history. Materialistic living is not all that there is in her life. She has traveled far and wide, usually taking private jets to some of the most beautiful destinations one could ever imagine. Well, she is passionate about her well-being through world-class spa treatments and equestrian sports to give her the strength of activeness. The perfect amalgamation of luxury and simplicity makes her stand out. Role model for contemporary royalty. The difference is Princess Aminah's relation with life. Respectful of her roots and open to change, Princess Aminah uses her position to always uplift the people around her. The jewelry she wears, an expression of both her lineage and personal style, stands representative of this marriage between past and present, and each has a story behind it, just like her life one of survival, love, and growth. Princess Aminah's story has taught us that true royalty is in having the courage to follow your heart, the strength to embrace change, and the kindness to make a difference. From choosing love over tradition to using her influence for good, she has proved time and again that the most precious things in life cannot be measured by wealth. Her story is just a reminder that what really matters is the real connection and positive impact one can make. If you enjoyed this inspiring tale, like, comment, and subscribe below for more royal tales.